Hi, Michelle invited me to meet with each of you to brainstorm how you can further leverage voice of the customer in your scope of work planning. Jason will help schedule time for me to join with you in the coming week. To help speed things along and ensure that we make the best use of our time together, we thought it'd be helpful if I shared some basics through this video. I think we can all agree that the greatest value we can provide your clients is by focusing on the business decisions they're faced with or problems facing them and then solving for them. This is the basis of most useful, impactful voice of customer research. Today, we'll briefly cover a range of research tools that may be of help in uncovering and solving client problems. Knowing you are likely familiar with many of these tools, I'll be very brief. I do want to begin, though, with a basic overview of market research to ensure that we're starting from the same place. All research can be defined as either primary or secondary. Both are valuable. Primary research covers all efforts where you gather new information directly from consumers. Secondary research includes data and information that are currently available. Primary research can further be split into qualitative and quantitative. True quantitative research refers to data and insights that are measurable and can be projected upon a larger population with statistical confidence. It's not enough to speak to hundreds of people to truly call it quantitative. These people must have been sampled in a way that allows us to know that they are representative of like samples of people. Survey research and polling typically meets this requirement. Qualitative research most typically describes personal interviews conducted one at a time and often referred to as IDIs, or individual depth interviews, or in groups, often referred to as focus groups. They're best used to peel back the onion, develop insights and hypotheses into how people feel and think. I'd like to talk now about a few of the business issues we've addressed through Voice of the Customer that may be useful for you. First, I'd like to share some business challenges we've taken on for our clients, focusing in on the decisions needed to be made and the research approaches taken to get us there. And the first one I'll talk about is customer retention. It typically costs more to acquire a new customer than to retain one, yet most companies pay little attention to improving customer retention. It's possible we've had success at identifying the root causes of customer defection and then designing protocols used to retain those relationships. We conducted a root cause study for a major bank, interviewing customers who had just closed their relationship and using a laddering technique to uncover root causes. Laddering is a probing technique most often used in one-on-ones and focus groups, designed to delve into the real reasons for participants' attitudes and behavior towards the topic. I've used this technique in focus groups and IDIs, searching for the reason behind each answer until getting to a basic human need, such as ego or status. For this bank, we applied laddering in a quantitative survey to measure the size of the individual root causes so we could prioritize where to apply the fixes. The client deployed the protocol we developed in a call center, intercepting calls from customers asking to close accounts. The program was extremely successful, saving relationships and resulting in a favorable ROI. In a related study for the same bank, we also interviewed sales staff and bank operations field staff about their account retention practices. It was amazing to see how different customers, front and back office staff, viewed the same interaction. Now, no one was lying. The bank staff perceived themselves as always trying to save relationships, while customers reported no effort was being made at all. Next, I'd like to talk about communications. Now, I've tested everything from finished television and print advertising to early communications concepts and every stage of fidelity in between. And I've always found the work pays for itself, and I believe that there's no need to put it off due to only having rough materials. One form of marketing communication that gets short shrift are websites and mobile apps. Too few companies make good use of UIT, user interface testing, and those that do tend to focus only on this functionality. Can people open an application? Can they get from point A to point B? Now, I've worked with banks, medical practices, social media sites, and a NASCAR game company to help them ensure that the web and mobile app designs not only work for consumers, but deliver a winning customer experience. We most often conduct one-on-one sessions in a facility, allowing consumers to interact with the test site. By the way, I've done this with 2D screenshots as well, a very low fidelity version. We typically have the consumer complete a series of tasks, observing how they interact, what seems intuitive, what appears to please or frustrate them, and can they successfully finish what they set out to do. All the while, while we're interviewing them and talking to them about their experience, clients are viewing them behind a two-way mirror, and some are viewing it remotely. And we capture and record every keystroke and mouse click. So both in person and those monitoring remotely are able to see exactly what the customer is doing online. And we've used this to refine good sites and applications, and ensuring that customers see and pay attention to what's important and walk away feeling successful with a positive view of the brand. We've also conducted a mix of qualitative and quantitative research, refining value propositions, direct mail, print, and digital advertising. Now, research doesn't craft good creative, but it can bring the voice of the customer in at key times to ensure that what you're trying to communicate is getting through effectively. One recent study I conducted with Farah of your team is a taste test. It's not the sexiest of research studies, but it does help my consumables clients get their product formulations right. Two last techniques I'd like to share with you that may help your clients are in-store shopping and in-home ethnography. Now, we've worked with retailers like Target and Family Dollar and manufacturers like Mohawk and SC Johnson, gain key insights into how real people shop. What do they pay attention to in the aisle? What do they actually see? How do they handle packaging? And most importantly, how do they go about making their purchase decisions? If you follow shoppers around, both observing them and then interviewing them, I promise you'll be amazed at what you learn. It's a humbling experience as a marketer to see what they react to and how they make their decisions. One study I did for SC Johnson last year led to both a different product packaging and product placement strategy for one of its consumer brands. The answers were clear once you watch consumers shopping the category. We've also entered consumers' homes to see how they use and misuse products. It's one great way of identifying new opportunities. We recently completed a study for the maker of bathroom fixtures interested in identifying shower behaviors. No, I didn't watch people shower, but did have them escort me into their bathrooms where I saw where things were laid out and how I had them walk me through their actual practice. This simple exercise helped the client avoid going down the rabbit hole and looking for exotic new products, and instead refocus them on tooling the products I had to fit customers' actual usage. Now, I hope this brief overview of some research tools stimulates your thought process. I look forward to meeting with you in groups and brainstorming, coming up with ways to identify and solve your clients' problems and driving new business. Thank you.